Hi guys, welcome to Table Talk. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I am Okoyemi Olubemi, your lovely host, and I'm here with a wonderful guest. I'll let him introduce himself.
I am Akinolu Adamilare, and I'm happy to be on this show. Thank you for having me here.
Yes, we are very happy to have you on the show today.
Mhm.
So, can you introduce yourself? Like, what do you do? Let's get to know our guests better before we dive into the conversation.
All right, thank you. Let me just call myself a businessman.
You can see it all over you in your cap.
So because I'm into a couple of things, Yoruba would say. Can I speak Yoruba on the show?
Oh, sure.
Okay, Onakon Oja.
Mixology.
So I'm a fashion designer, a bespoke fashion designer. Like you can see that.
It's dripping in God's glory.
God's glory, exactly. Also, I'm into real estate. So we buy properties, we sell properties, and all. So in case I have any of my viewers here,
In case you're looking to buy land, it's your go-to guide, shop
exactly.
blog.
So also we are into automobile and driving services. We have people we work with. So if you want to travel out of your state, out of wherever you are,
Travel agent.
everywhere. So we did here. So we will carry you good here.
Just from his introduction, I've learned. I know I've learned one thing that you don't. You don't focus on one source of income. You're allowed to have diverse.
You're allowed.
6, 7,
Depending on your
10.
capacity.
Yeah, depending on your capacity and
Exactly.
your energy.
Yeah. So lastly, I master ceremonies,
Wow.
MC.
Okay.
So if you
Yes,
have
I
that
know it
one
was
too,
good.
bring it on. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
All right. So thank you. That's all we need
Yeah,
to.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So today's conversation, so the internet is going gaga over Apostle Femi Lazarus' video talking about gospel ministers' fees, saying that gospel ministers shouldn't charge pastors, shouldn't charge churches to minister, and so many people have different opinions. Timi Dakolo had a different opinion, and Nathan Obasi also had a different opinion. Nathan Obasi actually said that if he's called to minister in a church, he thinks about two things, whether to minister unto God or to the people. So he picks the first one, ministering unto God. So he doesn't bother charging. And then Simi Dakolo had a different opinion entirely. Nathan Obasi was in support, Simi Dakolo wasn't in support. But before he, put it out there, he said that, oh, I'm not a gospel singer, but yada yada yada, this and that. So I was like, pastors should stop gaslighting gospel ministers, that it's not a crime to collect money. Yeah, that's what he said. That was his opinion. And he also said that, okay, if you have a problem with gospel ministers charging, then those monies that you want to invest in gospel ministers outside, invest it in your choir. So what is your opinion about all of this?
Oh wow! You see, this is a very, very complex situation.
Yes, quite sensitive.
Very sensitive because uh, uh, we are talking about ministry and livelihood now.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't mix those two things together. They are separate things on their own. So, no matter what, no matter how separate they may be, a ministry is a ministry. A ministry is set to preach the gospel freely, harvest soul, win souls, and the like. And it is free, because Yoruba would say, "Ọ̀fẹ́ nígbàlà."
But that doesn't mean that those people that are working for God should not chop now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain both sides. You understand? So gospel should be free, as it is. It should be free. But then we cannot neglect the livelihood of those involved in the gospel. Their livelihood, let me talk. Even if you have to talk about their livelihood, they have families, they have a lifestyle they need to maintain, they have things and this and that. But then we need to understand that these people also invest in their crafts, studio sessions, a lot of studio sessions, a lot of investments that they have also put into their growth that we can now see that makes us want to invite them for programs. So there should be a line between the ministry and the business.
Business aspect.
The business aspect of it. So that is my own view about it. And for your information, disclaimer, brother Timi Dakolo is not
A
a gospel
singer.
singer. I am not a pastor.
Oh, so nobody should come for
So
you.
don't come for me. I'm only saying things based on my opinion as a believer, and this is something that is happening in my household. So I'm a concerned believer, and I'm saying this as such.
So Apostle Lazarus cited something that is very concerning.
Okay.
That gospel ministers have turned the altar into a money-making venture.
Yeah, I actually saw that.
Which has caused the oil on the altar to run dry. So they are just performing
Drama.
You know. So what are your thoughts on that? And how can we bring revival back to the altar instead of focusing on money? Gospel ministers to focus on God. You know, that fire should be reignited, just like the days of Bola Are.
Mommy Bola Are, Betsy, no. I saw the video clip and I could remember.
Like it's been a lot back to back.
Yes, I could remember Pastor Femi Lazarus also mentioned a whole lot of things in that video. I'm talking about the drama and how, you know, that drama is between the pastor that pays or that paid and the client. So
it's like transactional.
So it's between them. But he now mentioned something about God still working in the atmosphere, and he said it is based on the hunger in the heart of men that wants to receive, and God will not deprive his people because of that. So he explained that part. So to some extent, Pastor Femi Lazarus is actually right to a reasonable extent, and our brother Timi Dakolo is also right. You know, he's right where he said a pastor should invest in their choirs instead of giving the guest artists that money. They should invest it in their choristers and all. Yes, but the thing is, how many choristers are faithful to their backgrounds, to their own church? When after the church has invested in many of these people, if you are to look at many of these celebrities you have today, they started from the church. So there was a program that was on here sometimes where Testimony Jaga was talking about some of his colleagues and all. Many of those guys started from the church and they got funds from the church to promote them. And in that same video, he said there was a time Pastor Chris called for a meeting. Did all of them attended here? According to him, he said.
According to him, everybody, most of them were all focused on the money.
And that is where the ministers, the so-called gospel ministers, that is where they get it wrong. The focus should be the heart of the ministry, not money. Yes, should they make money? Very. Should they make big money? Very well. Yes, but then God will not call you without taking care of you. So why are you so bothered about the money and such? If you know you have the calling and backing of God, then you should know that you can't be stranded.
So like what Pastor Femi Lazarus said, that the fire on the altar has now gone through. Like it's no longer like the days of Mr. Bola Are and Dausa. Like what is wrong with gospel ministers these days? Obviously the fact that they are more focused on business rather than propagating the true gospel.
Yes. You see, one of the things that is affecting is civilization, social media, and let me say the media standard in quotes. There is a spiritual standard. There is a media standard.
Most people are now doing spiritual standard. That's why they are requesting for 10 million.
You understand? At least they can have enough funds to sponsor their lifestyles and all. But then that is not how it should be. The gospel is meant to be free, but should workers or should laborer be entitled to their wages? The Bible confirmed it. Yes, they are entitled to it. So there should be a system where the church and the artist come together and have an agreement. Okay, yes, we understand that You have invested into your craft, you have invested into building a team that are depending on you for their well-being as well. Yeah, but after you look at those ones, what should be left should be a bonus after you take care of them. So, okay, now looking at, let me cite an instance. When we were much younger, I was talking about 2009 or 10, there used to be, I don't know use there used to be, but there was an artist that
Yeah.
was very big at that time. He's still big today, but I won't want to mention his name. We wanted to host the program then, so we were looking at bringing him as he has the energy and the vibe and all. And it is not church that wants to bring him this time. It is just all these small ministries, group of boys coming together to form a ministry. So we called him. I'm part of the crew, so I am informed about the details of how the conversation went. Sir, hello sir, we want to have this show coming up this time, and we would like to have you to glorify God with us and win souls with us. And then say, wow, that's a very good one. Some this and that, this and that. So he didn't even start with my price is this. It was like, okay, so we have a lot of things we will come along with. So what is your offer? So we mentioned that our own offer. So our own offer was like 100,000 as of 2009,
Wow.
2009, 10 or thereabout. So he said, wow, that's in Nigeria of today, 100,000 is actually a very big money, honestly. But we are not settled in Ibadan. We are coming with our band, instruments, the crew, and all. And looking at the logistics alone, self 100,000 is gone. So, what we will do is that you see that 100,000. If I would advise as a brother in Christ, I would advise that 100,000, invest it into that your program. Bring in artists that have the grace of God upon them, but they don't have that name yet. Give them the platform. You all can grow together and all. Loki, he has rejected our offer.
But he did it in a
Nice way. And at the end of the day, we were like, thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate, sir. Maybe some other time we can call on you. He said, anytime you can reach out to me. Sure, you understand? So that is wisdom. So some people are like that. But there are some people, they even rubbish you. Yeah? How many years is that ministry? Before I come, okay, how many audience do you have? What's your audience size?
That's the thing.
Where is it located? What's your concern? Even if it is a wilderness, even our Lord Jesus Christ went there. If there are 6 people, let's do this thing. Right. And I was just hearing that Pastor Nathaniel Bassey did not monetize his YouTube
at all.
I was like, really? With all these hallelujah, that is how you can
let's
judge.
Have the Nathaniel Bassey mindset. I know that it's not everybody that will want to imbibe.
Is Nathaniel Bassey making money? Yes. You can come out now. It's not that Pastor Nathaniel is not poor.
At all.
Yeah, and you can't see him outside and say, glory of God is not here. You will see the glory.
At least we get to that point where God's supply is enough for us. We're not looking forward to collecting honorarium to live. No. We shouldn't be like that.
Yes, so that is it.
This conversation still continues. Do you think gospel ministers should really work on their prices, or they should stop placing the price tag to minister on the altar? Put it down in the comment box. Like I said, this conversation continues. You might see a part 2, you might see a part 3. Until next time, bye.